Guys, last time, we saw how a nation was put on stimulants. Now, we see what happened when it went to war. In May 1940, Europe expected a long war. France had the largest army on the continent. Its defenses were deep, modern, and proven. Its generals were confident. Germany, on paper, should have been stopped. Instead, France collapsed in 6 weeks. So what went wrong? The answer wasn't just tanks. It wasn't just strategy, it was endurance. In the spring of 1940, German troops were ordered to carry small white tablets in their rations. These pills weren't emergency medicine. They weren't painkillers, they were Pervitin, a pharmaceutical stimulant designed to suppress fatigue, hunger, and fear. Before the invasion of France, German military doctors tested Pervitin extensively. Reports showed soldiers could march for over 40 hours without sleep. Reaction time stayed sharp, morale remained high. The results impressed command, so the pills were approved. By the time German forces moved west, more than 35 million doses of Pervitin had been distributed to the Wehrmacht. This wasn't accidental use, it was planned. Germany's war strategy depended on speed. Blitzkrieg required constant movement, tanks advancing, infantry following, supply lines keeping pace. There was no room for rest, no time to regroup. French forces, by contrast, expected pauses. They expected nights, they expected exhaustion. German troops didn't stop. Columns moved through the Ardennes, terrain considered impassable for large armies. Tank crews stayed awake for days, drivers pushed forward without breaks. Commanders issued orders deep into the night. For many soldiers, exhaustion simply disappeared. Fear dulled, pain faded, confidence surged. What French intelligence saw as reckless overextension was, in reality, chemically sustained momentum. When German units reached the Meuse River, they crossed immediately. No pause, no delay. French defenses, still mobilizing, were overwhelmed. Within days, the front collapsed, not because France lacked weapons, but because it couldn't react fast enough. Speed shattered coordination. Pervitin didn't win the war by itself, but it removed one of war's oldest limits, human fatigue. Officers later described soldiers as unnaturally alert, restless, hyper-focused. Some reported euphoria. Others noted emotional detachment. There were warnings. Military doctors observed crash, sudden exhaustion, tremors, confusion. Some soldiers became reckless. Others collapsed after days without sleep. But in 1940, those consequences came later. France fell before they mattered. Paris was declared an open city. The government fled. Europe was stunned. The world searched for explanations, superior tactics, modern warfare. German discipline, few noticed the pills. Behind the triumph, dependency was forming. As the war continued, dosages increased. Soldiers needed more to feel the same effects. Side effects worsened. Hallucinations, paranoia, and breakdowns became more common. By the invasion of the Soviet Union, chemical endurance could no longer replace reality. Long distances, harsh winters, relentless combat, the limits returned. But in 1940, for a brief and decisive moment, Germany had found a way to outrun exhaustion itself. The conquest of France wasn't just a military victory, it was a pharmaceutical one, and it marked the moment when modern warfare crossed a new line, where chemistry became as important as strategy. This was no longer just war, it was war on speed.